Yo, what is up, my dudes? This is Tekken DVP, also known as Divine Plays, and this is going to be an update version to my Season 3 Noctis character guide. If you guys want to see the first one, it is on my Divine Plays channel, and I will leave a link to the video in the description below. But otherwise, let's just go ahead and get started with this character guide. So for those who don't know, I've been a Noctis main pretty much ever since he dropped into the game. I have spent, I think Noctis is probably the character that I spent the most time on compared to all my other characters. Like I've spent a very considerable amount of time on this character. Anyways, in Tekken 7, Noctis has been referred to as a siege tank, like from StarCraft. He has long, scary range moves that lead to massive damage that starts to crumble when overwhelmed by pressure. So first off, we're going to start with his punishment. So for your 10 frame punish, if you want damage, then just go 1-2-2, 27 damage. It's pretty chunky. It's +1 on hit, -11 on block. So 1-2-2, you're pretty much only going to be throwing that out if you want to pretty much punish. That's it. If you want the punish and if you want plus frames, I would recommend just doing 1-2, and you're at +6, so you have 6 frames to pretty much work around with. And on block, it's -2. For 12 frames, you got back 1-2, +7 on hits, and on block, it's -9. 14 frames, you got back 3-1, which is this. It does a knockdown on hits, and then on block, it's -14. And then another option for 14 frames is that you can do down forward 4-2, 29 damage, and you're +8 on hit. So that's a lot of frames to be working with. So yeah, again, if you want to just go for pressure, then down forward 4-2 is a good 14 frame punish. On block, you're actually just -2, so completely safe. But the thing is that if they do block this move, like if you do just throw this out just by itself, if they block the mid, they are able to duck under the high. For 15 frames, he's got his down forward 2 launcher. Really good down forward 2, probably one of the best down forward 2s in the game due to its range. But on block, it is -20, so you will eat a launch as well. For wall standing punishment, you got your 11 frames for wall stand with wall standing 4, +5 on hit, -6 on block. 13 frames wall standing 1-2, +2 on hit, and then -13 on block. 14 frames, you got wall standing 3-2, which gives you a knockdown. On block, it's -11. For 15 frames, you got wall standing 2-2 to launch, and it's -14 on block. For your normal launchers, you got down 4-2, down back 1+2, up 2 or up 4-2, up 3, or up 4-3, whichever one you use. And then wall standing 2-2. For counter hit launchers, you got forward 1+2. You also have 1+2, 2-2 forward 2, and this is only if the third hits as a counter. I completely missed it. There we go. Next is his up forward 1. And then back 4 1+2, and this is only if the 1+2 hits. Next are his special launchers. The first one being his up forward 4, and his counter hit down back 2. So when it comes to combos for these launchers, I will go into that later in the video. So for now, I'm going to talk about his neutral game. Due to Noctis being fairly weak to pressure, a lot of players tend to play him at a far range, which is absolutely fine. However, I find playing him aggressively can be quite fun and just as effective. So of course, during the neutral game, there's many things you could do. For me personally, when I'm starting my offense, I like to initiate with while running 1+2. Jabs, down forward 1. I like to use down forward 4-2 a lot as well. I also like to use his throws. I mean, this is just my playstyle, I guess. I like to throw a lot of grabs. Especially his back 1+2. And just a side note, if your opponent is breaking your throws, it honestly really is okay to keep using your throws because it puts pressure on your opponent and forces them to keep stressing about breaking them. So even if my opponent is breaking my throws, I don't care. I'm just gonna keep using them. I guess just some flow charts I use for my grabs. I usually just do jab into grab. Jab into grab. Down forward 4-2 into grab. Sometimes I even do 1+2 back into grab. Not this, but into grab. And when I do the throws, I usually do back 1+2, but sometimes you gotta mix it up with the normal throws. I also like to utilize his full crouch mix-up options, and from full crouch he has full crouch down forward 2, full crouch down forward 1, while standing 2-2, while standing 1-2, while standing 3-2, 3-2, and while standing 4. Most of the time, because my opponent usually doesn't expect it or react in time to it, I like to harass my opponent's toes with full crouch down forward 2. It's +4 on hits, and on counter hit it's +13. And then on block it's actually on block it's actually -13. If I can, come on, there we go. And then once you feel like mixing it up with the mid, you can play it safe by using full crouch down for 1 after doing a bunch of down for 2s, or again just whenever you feel like mixing it up. It's safe on block at -9, but if you're like me and like to play a bit unsafe and a bit of a party animal, go for while standing 2-2 for launch. But before you decide to opt for any unsafe play, make sure you have a decent read on your opponent first, because just throwing out unsafe plays all the time will get you killed. So as for getting into his full crouch, Noctis actually has a couple of ways of getting there, aside from just holding down to crouch. He has down 3, 1-2-3, and 1-2-4. So first of all, his down 3 high crushes, and it gets you to crouch, giving you access to his full crouch mix-ups. But remember that's your -2 on hits, and if it's blocked, you're punishable at -13. And then 1-2-3 and 1-2-4 are his side teleports that leaves him in crouching. And the thing about this move is that it actually it's launch punishable on block and hits. So as you guys can see, on block you're -26, on hit you're -18. Okay, so to show you guys that this is launch punishable, that's not it. Launch. Oh, let me actually do a combo. So that you guys know this actually connects. On hit, launch, on block, launch. But the thing about this is that not too many people actually know about this, nor are most quick about launching or launch punishing it. So technically it's safe. Next, I want to talk about his parry. So Noctis has 2 parries, a punch parry in back 1+4, and an all parry in his back 1+3 or back 2+4. So because Noctis doesn't have a universal quick down jab to deal with pressure, his parry tools are pretty much the best things he has to defend against pressure. Though not as easy to do, a few well-timed parries will get your opponent to slow down their offense, at least slightly. I mainly use his back 1+3 parry because it's more reliable, easier to use, and parries punches, punches, kicks, and weapons. But I do occasionally use back 1+4 quite a bit, but that's honestly mainly against Steve only, due to it only being a punch parry. So some parry setups or examples for his back 1+3. On block, after doing up forward 2 or down forward 4-2-2, which is just this ender right here. If you do that into parry, if your opponent immediately throws out a move, you will parry moves ranging from 11 to 18 frames. So I guess let me get this guy to do this for me. So if you immediately do a move, not me. While standing 1. Well, I guess, hold on, I'll just show you this instead. While standing 4. While standing 2. While standing 1. While standing... Oh yeah, that's a knee, so he will not parry that. Another example is his down back 1+2. Oh, that's not it. I can't do that while talking. Hold on, let me just record this real quick. There we go. Okay. So after doing down back 1+2 on block, if your opponent immediately throws out a move, once again, you will parry moves ranging from 10 frames to 15 frames. So for example, jab, down 4-2. The last example is 2-2-2-2. And this one, you can parry moves ranging from 10 to 17 frames. Oh, I screwed up. Oh, screwed up again. So again, this is only if your opponent throws out a move immediately after you're done. Yeah, that was the 10 frames, and then 17 frames. And then again, down 4-2 will also get parried. Alright, on to some combos. So there are actually a few different combos that I opt for different reasons. From the middle of the stage to get to the wall, I guess for example, down 4-2, 4-2, this shenanigans, wall combo. So the notations for it is down 4-2, 4-2, 2-2-2, dashing in is optional. Down forward 4-2, or like you saw me doing 1+2. I don't know why I said that so weird. And then into wall combo. Next one is down back 1+2, down forward 1+2, dash 4-2, delayed 2, 2-2-2, and then wall combo. So that would look like this, this. Oh, okay, I screwed up. Next is counter hit up forward 1. So for this combo, well, I guess this time I'll just show it to you first. So what I did here is counter hit up forward 1, and then you have to sidestep right into down forward 1, 4-2, and then the 2-2-2 from the air. And then after the tailspin, 1+2, you don't need a dash, just do 1+2. And then into wall combo. So these are pretty much my B&B combos for getting the wall from the middle of the stage. And if you are a bit further from the wall, you can just use this 2-2-2 string to help you get to the wall if it's possible. Usually like 3 or 4 of the 2 string will get you to the wall. But if those don't, then just finish it out with all 5 2s. Alright, so no walls. Season 3 did change up his combos just a little bit. So for down 4-2, 74 damage. And people have shown that you can actually get a jab between the tailspin and the forward 4, but I find that to be very difficult to do, and I believe it gives you, I think, 75 or 76 damage. I can't remember, but it's, for me personally, it's really hard to do. I feel like just doing the tailspin into forward 4 is easier, and it's just as good. Another combo, up forward 2, same combo. This one actually gives you 75. So these, again, are Noctis's. These are his Season 3 max damage combos. Feel free to use these if you want, but for me personally, I just find them unreliable due to the down forward 4-2 occasionally whiffing at certain angles. So so when I use down 4-2, I would prefer to just use 4-2. It's more consistent, it's easier and reliable. Well, maybe not necessarily easier, but it's more reliable in my opinion. And then for up 4-2, I would say just stick with this, but I have found a couple of moments where the down forward 1+2 will whiff, and I don't know why, but yeah, it does. But it hits consistently enough for me to keep using it. Next, I have a different set of combos that I do, because me personally, again, I don't use these Season 3 max damage combos. So for example, the combos I would use for max damage with no walls is something like this. $68 damage, and then down by 1+2. Oh, screwed up. So this combo right there is actually probably the hardest thing that you will have to do with Noctis. That delay 2 from here, from the air stance thing jump. Yeah, that's literally going to be the hardest thing that you will do with Noctis. Everything else, it's very easy. I guess another combo I do, up for 1. It's the same combo pretty much as the first one. So these are my go-to combos. They have good damage, very reliable, easy to do, and has good Oki. Another combo ender you can do instead of the forward 4. After you tailspin, you can dash and then do down 1 into a mix-up between full crouch down forward 2 or full crouch down forward 1. So how that would look like: into down forward 2 or down forward 1. So since I have them set, oh, I guess I had them set on guard all, but I have them standing guard. This will get you 75 damage. It's easier to do. It's not all guaranteed because it's after the tailspin, it is a mix-up, but it is a lot of damage. And now if we have them set to crouch guard, $83 damage. And then if you really wanted to, you could do while standing 2-2 for another launch if they crouch. That's what am I doing? Okay, so for the special launcher combos that I showed, or that I talked about earlier, up forward 4, you get you can actually get down 2-2, dash into up forward 3, holding up 2-2-2. And this will only work if you set up by doing a sidestep left into up forward 4, down 2-2, and then so on. And you get 65 damage. Another way that you could get this is if you're up close and you have to do like a very, very quick micro dash into down 2-2. It's very hard to do though. There you go. So yeah, it's really difficult to get. So most of the time, if you throw out up forward 4, you're just gonna be doing it as just a high, quick poke. Yeah, that's really about it. I mean, if you do up forward 4, you could also just go for your guaranteed mini combos in down back 1+2 or down back 2. But yeah, getting the actual combo, it's good if you can get it, if you can land it, but again, to set it up, it's very difficult. Next is counter hit down back 2. And let me get this guy to approach. Okay, so what I did there was after the counter hit down back 2, you can actually do down back 1+2 for the pickup, and your opponent will not be able to actually roll out in time. This will connect and lift them up, but at a certain range, this will not pick up. So that's the only reason why it wouldn't work. But other than that, most of the time, this will pick up and get you the combo. Down 2-2 for the spin. And then I ran in for Demo Man as the combo ender. Before I actually did down forward 4-2-2 as the combo ender. But then I figured out this would actually connect. And then I guess since we're talking about his Demo Man. So Demo Man has, or Demo Man, Noctis has a blue spark version to his Demo Man. Let me see if I can get it. There we go. So the thing about his blue spark version is that if this first hit lands, or if you get the clean hit, the blue spark version will only do 1 point of damage more, which is honestly really trash in my opinion. If they're gonna give him a blue spark version, I think they should have gave him more damage, because pretty much right now the incentive to actually do the blue spark version is like there is no incentive basically. Because like, why would you do the blue spark? Try to learn the blue spark version when you can just simply just mash it out, easy, guaranteed. But in my honest opinion, if you can practice it and get it down fairly quickly, or if you can get it down, I think it's a good move to learn. Well, not necessarily a good move, but I think it's pretty good to learn. It's not quite necessary, and you could honestly play Noctis without it very easily. You could trash the blue spark version, but because I'm able to get it out, not consistently, but you know, like enough times. I think you guys saw me do it earlier a couple times in a row, but if you guys can get it down, I think it's definitely nice to have. 1 point of extra damage, dude, that's like, an upgrade is an upgrade. Like my boy Ben always tells me, an upgrade is an upgrade. But again, not necessary. You can easily trash the move or the blue spark version if you really wanted to. Okay, so for wall combos, you have his Demo Man, which basically is max guaranteed damage. So after wall splat, Demo Man, blue spark version, 55. So yeah, the only reason why you would use Demo Man at the wall is basically just for max guaranteed damage. That's it. The next wall combo you could do is down forward 4-2 into forward 1+2. It's good damage, reliable, especially when you have to run up to the wall for the combo. So like if you get a wall splat and you have to run up, this is very reliable for getting the wall combo. Next is down forward 2, down back 1+2. So it's this right here. It's low damage, but recovers quickly, allowing you to actually continue pressure at the wall. So I've seen some people do something like this, and then go into like Demo Man, stuff like that. Just pretty much mix up your opponent. So the last option for your wall combos that I have here, or that I have for you guys, is his back 4 1+2. And this gives you a mix-up opportunity into a low or mid mix-up. It does good damage and leads into pretty much even bigger damage. So for example, Demo Man gives you 54. With Blue Spark gives you 55. With back 4 1+2, with the mix-up, if you do a low, you get 59. Or if you wanted to, you can do down back 2 for 66. So for your mid mix-up options, you have hit your down forward 4-2, which gives you up to 75. That's combo damage. That's full-on combo damage right there if they guess wrong. And then you also could mix it up with your down forward 2 as well. Hold on, let me do this first. Down 4-2. And if you wanted to, go into even more mix-up. It's just, I don't know, ever since I noticed, or ever since I started using this move, I've been enjoying it a lot more. Just because of the damage potential it has. Alright, so to wrap up this video, don't be afraid to play Noctis aggressively. I've found him to be fairly effective at applying pressure with his standing pokes and his full crouch mix-ups. But as with any character, know when to switch up your playstyle and moves if things aren't going well. For example, if Noctis pressure isn't going well, maybe switch up to play more defensive keep out. And vice versa, if, you know, defensive keep out's not working, try doing a little bit more aggressiveness or pressure. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this Noctis Season 3 guide. Hope you all were able to take something out of this video to help you guys with your own Noctis playstyle. If you guys enjoyed this video, or if it helps, or if it helped at all, please leave a like on the video and or comment down below your thoughts. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm out. Peace.